real money on a trip. You planned it carefully. And somewhere between the airport and the third day, someone checked out. Someone in your family was just not into it. Not because the trip was bad, but because they never felt like it was theirs. If you have tweens or teens, this video is going to change how you plan every trip from here on out. I'm Stephanie from Your Best Yes Travel. I'm a travel advisor who works specifically with families of 5 and 6, the families that do not fit the standard vacation mold, families with teenagers who have opinions, tweens who are done with kids club, and moms who are done planning trips that almost work. Once you say yes, we handle the rest. We plan trips the way we were planned for, or the way we dreamed of traveling at their age. But your 15-year-old is not you at 14, and they are definitely not your 8-year-old. The itinerary gets built around what looks good on paper, and kids are just expected to show up for it. That's not a teenager problem. That's a planning problem. And there's something else nobody else talks about. Some kids do not resist travel because they are difficult. They resist because they do not know what to expect. The unknown is the actual problem. Before we book anything for our family, our kids are a part of the conversation. Not after the deposit's made, not before the decision. We ask what they're excited about, what they might want to do, what they're unsure about, what they would want to know before they would feel good about going on this trip. That conversation does 2 things. 1, it creates buy-in, and it surfaces anxiety before it even becomes a problem on day 3 of your trip. A kid who helped choose the trip shows up differently than a kid who was told where they're going. We were planning a cruise for our anniversary and going to Europe. We knew our daughter. She understands her own energy and limits better than actually most adults understand theirs. And the more we were talking about it, the more we knew Europe would require a kind of go with the flow that, well, it wouldn't really be fair to even ask her to do it. So we chose a Caribbean cruise instead. Then, the day before we boarded, a hurricane was going to be rerouting us entirely. We found out at 4 o'clock we were going to have new ports, new plans, before we even set sail. We had had a dolphin swimming adventure booked, and well, now we weren't doing that. So I went to work, found a new one in Cozumel. It was actually cheaper, which was lovely. This was her last out though. Trust me, I'd asked her a lot of times before I booked the first one, and now she had a chance to get out of it. She was in. I asked her again, just to make sure, and maybe one more time. Even though it's cheaper, they're not cheap. And we wanted her in, but I didn't want her to feel obligated. So here we are. We're in Cozumel, and we're getting into this caged area. I'm not sure if you've done this before, but we're getting this caged area in the water, and we're all lined up against chain link fence, and it's a little slimy because of the seaweed. It wasn't totally pleasant to just be there pressed up against it, and her life jacket kept riding up. Her head was like, it was the funniest thing in the whole world. It was like up here, all you could see was like her head. It was not fitting correctly. She was laughing, seriously laughing. She thought it was so hilarious, and those of us around her, we thought it was pretty funny too. I don't have an actual photo of the situation because, well, I skipped the photo package. It was so ridiculously expensive. And they made everyone leave their phones. You couldn't even take your own pictures. So I just looked at my kids and I said, hey guys, we're doing this 80s style. Yep, take as many pictures as you want with the camera in your mind. I recently found this photo of her as a toddler, and well, she looked something like this. Just 15. My husband was the only one facing her direction when the dolphins pushed her on that boogie board. He got to see head on that big, beautiful smile. I don't have a single photo, but I will say this. I really think we have something better because we were on purpose with being present, taking those pictures in our mind. Here's what I want you to hear. A cruise worked for our family in a specific way that mattered. She had autonomy. We also had freedom. Nobody had to drag anyone or miss out because someone was not feeling it. When she needed her own space, she had it. When she wanted to find us, the Royal Caribbean app told her exactly where we were. Structure of the trip gave her room to show up on her own terms, and she showed up fully. That only happened because we planned with her, not around her. If this helped, hit subscribe. I have got a lot more coming up for families like yours. And if you know a mom who needs to hear this, share it with her. Not sure where to start? Well, the quiz link below takes 2 minutes and gives you a real answer for your family. Next week, we're talking about what a travel advisor actually does for families like yours and what they do not do. If you've ever wondered if it's worth it, this one's going to be for you. Remember, once you say yes, we handle the rest.